Hello, my fellow TIs. Let me get some light. Maybe you can see me. Well, I wanted to let you know. Was it today? You know what? I'd be waking up, and sometimes I don't know if it's day or night, because I keep the window covered. But you see, it doesn't look covered because all you see is light. And the window was really hot by the window today, but it was cold outside. But well, anyways, when I woke up, my door was unlocked. And that happens occasionally. I'll come back and my door will be unlocked. And it happened the other day. Not the other day. It was more than the other day. I have no sense of time, so I'm glad they have dates on these things. But, yeah, the doorknob and the bolt lock was unlocked. Okay, I used to have some pretty bad OCD and do some pretty way off rituals. And, if you know about OCD, the rituals are to make you feel better, but they make no sense. I lived in a house where there was security bars, and the only door with a doorknob was the bathroom and the kids' room. Otherwise, there was 2 deadbolts on the security screen. Instead of a deadbolt and a doorknob, there was 2 deadbolts on the door. I used to have to shake every bar outside on the window. I would sometimes sweat my makeup off before I went to work. But, it was pretty bad. I could go into full detail. But, I learned to relax, my OCD issue was with my keys, my locks, and my windows. Some people's are with being like germaphobes and stuff, and cleaning and stuff like that. I had a little dose of it when I was younger, and didn't realize it. I used to count my steps all the time, and it had to be a certain amount, but it got really bad. But my OCD, as I've learned to calm down, it's not bad like that. I don't freak out like that if I can't find my keys and stuff. I've learned to, if I can't find something, to just sit down and let it go. Because when you don't go looking for it and stuff like that, your mind doesn't jumble. And if you're not thinking about it, it just comes to you. Hey, I dropped it on the floor and I didn't pick it up. It'll come to you. But my son was really good when I was younger. But he was really good about it because I carried my keys with me all the time and had them in my hand wherever I went. So, when it was really bad, many moons ago, if I couldn't find my keys, I'd get up and start tearing the house apart, and my son learned, he told me, calm down, sit down and relax, take a breath. And he'd calmly look for him in the first place that they would be, like under the couch or, in the cushions, or the last place I was. And he'd always find him, quickly too. So I learned from him. And, he was barely out and stuff. And he lost his wallet. And his girlfriend started looking all over the place, and he's like, he had that same look in his face that I used to. And he doesn't remember a lot of things correctly, or he does that just to get a reaction, and I don't give him a reaction. But No, he had that look that I used to have in my face. So I looked for it nice and calmly, and I found it. I said, here. I remember when you used to do that all the time with my keys. And it didn't register in his mind. You know. But back to this. You know, those the locks were definitely locked when I went to sleep. They were definitely locked. You know, because I have to change the locks anyways. Because not too long ago, I posted that, my daughter was banging on the door, and she had been coming like on the daily and stuff, making scenes, and she manhandled me, and I'm fragile now. She pushed me outside of the door and crap. But adrenaline makes me feel no pain. And that wasn't adrenaline. I just didn't want to see her. I didn't want the drama. I didn't want the, the abuse. But, if it hadn't been anybody else, adrenaline makes me feel no pain. I mean, it comes up, feel like Superman, and then, boom. When it comes rushing down, you're so tired. You get me? But yeah, that night, I knew the doors were locked. I mean, the door. I knew the door was locked. Both locks. I wouldn't have laid down on that bed frame that I had if they weren't ready to go to sleep. And boom, she jiggled the door and entered like, oh, let me see if it's unlocked. Oh, it's unlocked. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But since then, I know it was locked then too. And the only person that could have gave her the key, is his manager. And, damn well, the management and the managers being involved in this crap, and I told you, loved ones, friends, freaking, are flipping, they want to get paid, they want to get paid, or they want to stay out of jail, whatever the fuck they're doing. Doesn't matter who, neighbors, friends, but it's not even worth it, I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. Well, I hardly look at myself in the mirror anyways, but you get me? I wouldn't be able to live with myself doing something like that because it's just not me. And I'm no innocente. I used to do protect and collect for money. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go into detail. So I'm no perfect person. But I am innocent of anything that's going on around here. Hey, I did protect and collect, and there was a reason. And the people or the person knew damn well what they were getting into. You get what I'm saying? So, but this, I've never done anything. I used to think that maybe, when stuff happened and stuff, I used to think that maybe it was somebody's relative, that maybe recognized me or something from something I did, to somebody that was related to them or something. But, because I still got recognized and got jumped over in San Pedro. But it was, that's when I used to fight. It was before the accident. once in a while, you know, I need to fight. But God gave me a way of releasing stuff now. You know, I was a cutter too. You know, I've been cut for a few years. You know, that was my way of releasing stuff too. But that's not suicidal. I've never been suicidal. Never. Never. That's like the unforgiven sin. But, yeah, I'm not innocent. But I wouldn't come at people this way, even if I was, you know, still, yeah, they knew what they were getting into. But, I've never been a bully. You know, you hear about gangs jumping this person, that person and stuff. You know, I was always the one that got jumped. You know, my father sent me to an enemy school. An enemy school. Knowing damn well, you know, and I'd have my letters on the back and, you know, fucking little what's this, little what's that, you know, in their neighborhood school. But, and I don't know if you know, like, Redondo Beach, because apparently we're allies now, but, there's these electric towers and fields, and I refused to walk home any other way. I always walked home the same way because I ain't fucking running from them. You get me? And those guys, you know, they fucking jump on my ribs and shit. And fucking, yeah. And they come at me with those little beaters, fucking everything. But I still refuse to walk a different way. You get what I'm saying? And I'd be practically fucking lifeless on the fucking grass and shit, still yelling out Little Watts. You know, it's a trip. You know, how young you are. But you know what? You want to know what? Those people are my family now. You know, I needed a family. You know, I've slept on their mother's and father's floors. Their parents have parented me. I mean, come on, look. My father sends me to an enemy school. You get what I'm saying? Who does that? I mean, when he was getting into shit, his father didn't send him to an enemy school. No, he didn't. You know, my dad was from White Fence. He took him to fucking, I think it was Mexico, and fucking made him work on a ranch. And he came back wearing a cowboy hat and boots, and that's the way he dressed from then on. And, I guess he kept all his dickies and gave me a big old box one day and said, "Here, these are for you. They used to be mine." And I opened them up, and they were like 20-something pairs of dickies, all the same color. You know, I think they only made that one color when he was young. They had to have only made that one color. That, khaki color, because I think that's why we, not the kids now, but I think that's why we always called them khakis, because they were first made in that khaki color. But yeah, he gave me a grip of fucking, yeah, all in the same freaking color. But back to the door. I know damn well I locked it. I always lock it. But, yeah, and another thing is, I keep two little, like little, hold on, I'll show you. I got it in my pants. Well, I don't have no pants on. I don't mean I don't have no pants on. I got a nightgown on. See, look, I keep this one on one side, and I keep another one on the other side. Like I said, I have OCD. It's full of receipts that I definitely need. Hey, I even got the kids' Medi-Cal cards that they've had since, forever. Even my firstborn's, and she's like, what, 36? And I still have her Medi-Cal card from the 80s, and I carry it around with me. I have my son's ID, yeah, it's an OCD thing. And this, I'm surprised that, this place and everything that's going on and having no privacy. But legally, I do have the right to privacy, so legally, you get me? But, I'm surprised that it hasn't made my OCD go back to as bad as it was. But like I said, I can't say God upgraded me because it's a whole different thing. But I can say He rebuilt me inside, the way I am. And me being a freaking empath now is just... But, yeah, I think that I'm so much calmer now. Since I got rebuilt little by little. I mean, I'm not perfect. Yeah, I get angry. And, yeah, I stress out. And I worry a lot. And when I worry, my stomach hurts. And, I get like, I don't feel good. And, I could be moving around, okay, and not feeling as much pain as